Welcome back. Small businesses employ nearly half of Americans, and they make up over 40% of U.S. GDP. All this week, across this network, we are looking at the state of small business, the obstacles small business faces, and how small business is planning to turn the page to a new Trump administration. Joining me now, a small business owner, New York City restaurateur, owner of Joanne Trattoria, and Lady Gaga's father, Joe Germanotta, back with us. Joe, great to see you.
Nice to see you again, Maria.
We got to throw in there Joe Germanotta is Lady Gaga's father.
Well,
because,
I'm glad you put in there
the
Joanne restaurant, okay?
Yeah.
Thank you.
But Lady Gaga makes you famous, Joe. Okay, talk to us about the state of small business right now. What's happening? Give us the macro story right now for small business.
You know, it's oscillating, all right? It goes up and down. You know, during the week, the demographic has changed during the week. Early in the week, it's a little slower. Sometimes you get a nice hit on a Monday. Then as the week progresses, Thursday through Sunday, it's good. It goes up and down and up and down. It's unpredictable.
What I'm really referring to, Joe, is what about the regulations that you've got to deal with? How have things gotten tougher in the last 4 years? And are you expecting things to get looser and better in a Trump administration? You know,
I am. I mean, if you take a... If you rewind the clock, right, and, you know, there was oil production and, you know, lower, you know, gas prices, okay, we had a secure border, we had safe neighborhoods, we had low inflation, low unemployment. I mean, all those things combined, it made for, you know, a strong economic growth. And so I'm looking forward to that. Now, you layer on top of that the no tax on tips and no tax on Social Security, no tax on the overtime. I mean, the wage earners are going to have more money in their pocket. They're going to spend. That's going to stimulate growth, all right? And hopefully, they're going to, you know, start buying more food at restaurants.
So you think the no tax on tips and the no tax on overtime is going to stimulate your workers, who will then turn around and spend more, generating economic growth, broadly speaking?
Strong economic growth comes from the consumer spending, all right? And, you know, when consumers spend, I buy more goods, right? And I hire more people, you know, so it all works out. You know, it's an economic cycle that's really, it's an ecosystem and an economic cycle that's perfect for the restaurant business.
Let me ask you this. If you've got no tax on tips and no tax on overtime, are you going to be able to see somebody try to, you know, beat the system by saying to you, look, Joe, you're my boss, cut my salary and give it to me in tips?
Well, I wouldn't do that. That's just, you know, okay. I'm a high profile.
Yeah.
I'm just
person. Wondering if there will be an ability to beat the system in no tax on tips, because, you know, a worker could say to their boss, look, I'm not paying tax on my tips. I'd rather have a minimal salary and just put all that money into tips.
Yeah.
So I don't know if people are going to be able to, you know, play the system, if you will. That's all I'm saying. I
mean, the only restaurants that I think would be able to play with that are the restaurants that they keep all the tips and then they pay their employees a salary. All right. That's where the game could be played. The worker getting the tip directly from the customer.
Exactly. Yeah, that makes sense.
I mean, tips
Let me get your take on crime, because more than 223,000 illegal migrants have arrived in New York City since April 2022. Look, you've seen the impact here at Joanne's Trattoria. That's double the population of the state's capital, Albany, okay? 223,000, double the population of Albany. President-elect Trump confirmed he's planning to declare a national emergency and use the military to carry out mass deportations. How do you think this expected crackdown on illegal immigration and a potential reduction in crime will impact small business in New York City?
Well, it comes down to safer neighborhoods, all right? And when the neighborhoods aren't safe, people don't come into New York City. I mean, now you got another complication. I mean, if Kathy Hochul puts this congestion pricing in, I mean, that's...
She said it's going through. She said, what is it, $9?
Yeah, I mean, that's going to, you know, drive people away from coming into New York City. It's already expensive to get through the tunnels, and you know, so she needs a little bit more for the MTA.
Yeah. But, I mean, is crime an issue? I mean, this morning we were just stunned at this knife-wielding assailant in Manhattan yesterday. He killed 2 men and a woman during an hours-long, seemingly unprovoked stabbing spree through the streets of New York City on Monday. Authorities said that the 2 slain men were attacked near West 19th Street And then on East 30th Street at 10:30 in the morning, they were taken to Bellevue Hospital, pronounced dead, officials said. Joe, your thoughts?
Well, I got to tell you, on my block where we still have one of the migrant centers, we have 24-hour police, and they're just pulling overtime, all right? And, you know, because I know them and I speak to them, and, you know, there's a van or a police car or, you know, 24 hours a day in front of Lululemon, all right? Because Lululemon got hit 5 times.
Wow.
You know, in the neighborhood, we've had 3 shootings, 2 in front of McDonald's, another one over by I think it was by the Apple store. All right, people are afraid to come out. All right, especially in the evening hours. All right, people are walking around, you know, with pepper spray in their pockets.
That's right. Yeah, very upsetting. Joe, we're watching the situation, and certainly we are rooting for you and all small business. Good to see you this morning, my friend.
Thanks. Hey, Maria, let me say hello to my mother on TV. She's 94.
How beautiful is that? Happy birthday, Mama Germanotta. That's wonderful. My mom just turned 92 on Sunday.
Oh, it's fun.
Good genes. Thanks, Joe.